everybody. Well, today is flavoring day with our water kefir. I've had this 2 half-gallon jars fermenting for 3 days. And so I'm going to take them out and strain the grains off of it. And it's nice and foamy inside. This one, I had to wake up the grains a little bit, so I fed it minerals in addition to the sugar water. So I used some unsulfured molasses, and I put an eggshell in it and a little pinch of Himalayan pink sea salt in addition to the turbinado brown sugar. So let's drain this one off. The grains will take on the color of the sugar that you feed it. And the minerals, of course, the molasses is dark. And the eggshell turned dark too. Let's set that aside. And here are the grains. And they are just a golden color. And they're nice and plump. And put them in that bowl. And go ahead and strain my other jar. This is the first time I've tried using an eggshell to feed the grains, but I read where they really like the calcium from the eggshell, so I thought I'd give it a try. And there's that one. Now you always want to use a plastic strainer, plastic utensils, or wooden. Never use metal, because the grains do not like the metal and you could kill your grains. I'm going to set these aside because I'm going to start some more fermenting. Because I'm going to give a half a gallon of this one away to a friend. She really likes the ginger lemon or ginger lime, so I'm going to flavor some for her to take as a gift. And let's see, I'm going to use a clean jar. I'm going to use this clean half-gallon jar. So I'm going to add a little sugar to the ginger lime because it's not very sweet, so just adding a little bit of sugar will help enhance the flavor. And I'm going to use about a 1/4 cup for this half-gallon jar. I'm going to put the ginger in. I've just diced about a 1/4 cup of ginger, sliced it up, left the skins on and everything, and put that in. And I have squeezed some fresh lemons, and I have between an 1/8 and a 1/4 cup of lime juice. I always forget my funnel. So I got the sugar, the ginger, and the lime juice. This is going to make great tasting ginger ale. So I'm going to pour in some of the kefir water that was just fermented. Again, it was sitting there for 3 days. And you want to leave some head space for the carbonation to build up. And I'm going to put a lid on this. And first, I'm going to stir it, just to help that sugar dissolve. Okay, put a tight lid on it. And we'll set it over here on the buffet for 24 hours. Now, the next 2 quarts I'm going to do for me and Joe. So he wants pineapple and I want the ginger lime. So let me get the pineapple. I was just at the grocery store a little while ago and just went ahead and bought a tub of fresh cut pineapple. And I'll put some on the bottom. And I really think that 3 will be enough, but I'm going to go ahead and put 1 more. And what I'm going to do is crush it up to release some of that juice. Got this wooden crusher. It would be better if it had a flat end instead of this rounded end on it. Now the pineapple is sweet on its own, so I'm not adding any extra sugar. Just the pineapple and the kefir water. And tight lid. Shake that up a little bit. And I'll set it over for 24 hours. Now I'm going to do this quart again with the lime and the ginger. So I'm just going to do about 1/8 of a cup of sugar on this quart jar. And I'm going to go ahead and drop in the ginger I had. And I think I need to squeeze a little more lime juice. And for a quart jar, I want probably about 1/8 of a cup. I have found that the citrus flavors like lemon or lime are very strong, and it can overpower the ginger. So I used to put a 1/4 cup of this fresh squeezed juice in a quart jar, but I backed it off to about 1/8 of a cup. This squeezing the lemons brings back memories in the 70s when I worked in downtown at Holston Drugstore behind the food counter, and we would serve fresh squeezed orange juice for breakfast, and I would squeeze the oranges. I like to squeeze them. Okay, now I don't want the pulp in it, so I'll just kind of strain that through. I think that's going to be just right. Get all the juice out, leave the pulp behind. So this is a 1/4 cup and I got half. So that's 1/8 of a cup of fresh squeezed lime juice. I think I'm going to do just a little bit more ginger too. I like the ginger to cover the bottom of the jar. Two more pieces. I think that'll be good. Okay, and fill it up with the kefir water. And let it sit for 24 hours, and that's all there is to flavoring the kefir. So tomorrow, after 24 hours is up, I will take the fruit out of this water, and then I will bottle it into whatever I want to store it in the refrigerator. Okay, I have now washed my 2 amber half-gallon jars, and I'm ready to feed my kefir grains again and let them ferment for another 3 days. And by that time, Joe and I will have drank all the kefir that I just flavored for us, so I'll have more ready to go. So to start with, I'm going to do my sugar water. And remember, I just drained this kefir water when I flavored it. So last time I fed it minerals, and you don't have to do that every time. Just every 3 or 4 feedings you want to add some minerals to it to keep your kefir grains happy and healthy. So today I'm just going to use the turbinado brown sugar to make the sugar water for it to steep in, ferment in. So this is 2 quarts jar, so I'm going to use a half a cup of the sugar in each one. And these kefir grains will eat all of this sugar to where there's hardly any sugar left at all for you to consume. So it's not a high sugar drink. So now be sure to use spring water, no tap water, because the chlorine will kill your grains. So always use spring water. And I buy this in the jug at the grocery store. I'm just going to put a little in there to start with and stir up the sugar in it. And I left my spoon over here. It's always good to start out with all clean jars and utensils. Keep everything clean. Don't reuse the jar without washing it once you strain the grains off of it. Filling the jar up with water. And remember, your water has to be room temperature. No hot water, no cold water. Now some people will heat the water on the stove to dissolve the sugar in, but I don't. I just use the room temperature and just stir it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely dissolved. Now, we got the sugar water made. All we need now is the kefir grains. And I had left them in this bowl. So since this is a 2-quart jar, I need a half a cup of grains in each one. And that's what I started with last time when I fermented, did the 3-day ferment. So here's a half a cup in this jar. And here's a half a cup in this jar. And I have another half cup left over where they grew. So I will just set these aside. I may just go ahead and get a quart and ferment another quart and keep, instead of putting those grains to sleep. So, got the grains in there. Cover it with a coffee filter. Put a rubber band around it to make it secure. And the filter is just to keep dust, particles out of your kefir water while it's fermenting. and set it in a warm, dark place for 3 days. And that's all there is to it. And then we will do the flavoring process that we just did on the last batch. So it's very easy. It's been 24 hours, maybe a little bit more, since we flavored this water kefir yesterday. So now I'm going to drain the fruit off of it and store it in the refrigerator to let it chill, and it will be ready to drink. Now this half gallon I made for a friend, and she wanted the ginger lime. So I'm going to strain it first. If I can get the lid off. Let me get it closer to me. There it went. And it's real fizzy. Did you hear the fizz when I cracked the seal on that lid? So I'm going to strain the ginger off. Oh, it's just fizzing like crazy. This is going to be a good batch. I don't know if you can hear it from over there. And I just keep the ginger and throw it out for the birds to eat. They seem to like it, and all the other fruits that I use to to flavor the water kefir. And we might have some drunk birds around here for a while. No, I'm just kidding. There's hardly any alcohol. But I see in here that there's little pieces of the ginger skin, so I want to strain it even finer to get that out. One jug that the spring water came in, and I've cleaned it, and so I'm going to store Carol's ginger lime kefir in it to take to her. Okay, now the lid, and I will set that in the refrigerator and deliver that to her tomorrow. Now the next batch was the ginger lime that I want to keep for myself. And since I had ginger lime in this bowl already, you're going to hear the fizz on this. Look how it fizzed up. Oh, that's going to be so good. Okay. Dump the ginger in the plate there from the last batch and strain this one. Okay, and I'm going to strain it with the fine mesh. If you peeled your ginger, you probably wouldn't have to do this, but I just leave peels and all in there whenever I strain it. I'm going to make it rather. So I've got that one strained, and I'm going to store it in this bottle, I think. Maybe it all will go in here. And I have to leave the head space for the carbonation as it builds up. And I think this is going to be perfect. I'd like to leave a little more headroom, but I'll drink some of that down in a little while. Oh, can you see how that is fizzing up? I can't wait to drink that. It's going to be so good. So that's ready for the refrigerator. And I'm going to rinse my bowls out because the next one is pineapple. This one has a lot of fizz in it already. I think pineapple is Joe's #1 favorite course, they all are good, and I just like to switch up the flavors just to have something different every once in a while. So I'll discard the pineapple right there. And I'm going to strain this one too. It has little pieces of pineapple, which won't hurt anything. But some people just don't like the pulp in it. Now, I think that's going to be good. So I'm going to store this one in this bottle. We've got it all bottled and ready to store now. So we've got pineapple and ginger lime and a ½ gallon of ginger lime to take to my friend. So this is all it is. It's just that simple. So if you give it a try, be sure to comment and let me know how it turned out for you. Okay, this under the towel is the water kefir I made yesterday with the grains. So it's been fermenting for 1 day and it's got 2 more to go. So I'll just show you. So I have 2 half-gallon jars and a quart jar. And you can see the kefir grains in the bottom. And you see the bubbles going up, so it's working. And feeding on that sugar. And it will be ready to flavor in 2 more days, and we'll have more kefir to drink. So hope y'all enjoyed the video, and God bless you, and I hope you're ready, because he's coming back soon. If you're not ready, you need to get serious about it. So see you later.